When I entered over here, I thought I might have reached wrong location because it doesn't look like a campus. It looks like a corporate building altogether.
What is that skill set which is non-negotiable right now?
There is a huge gap. There is a huge gap if I just compare it with what product I'm going to work on and what I have been taught. Say you're a software engineer and you were not exposed to AI before, but you have the functionality now. What you can do is you can just go there, just ask it, okay, can I optimize code more? And it will look at your code. It will identify, okay, these are the places where you can optimize, where you can fasten up things. I think we should stop filtering the resume. Resume don't tell you anything about anyone. And if you are from IIT, you have done a lot of study, so you can take more pressure. So that's why they usually hire people from these colleges, because they know that this person has taken the pressure before, so he would be able to take the pressure again. While this is not always true for all the characters and for all the people out there, because once they have taken that much pressure, now they're not ready to take any pressure. Even if I'll see students, they are in the campus on Saturdays and Sundays, they're building their projects, they're out there, they're working around, they'll be sitting somewhere else, they'll be on their laptops, they'll be doing something, they're working on their robotics things. This is something different. Usually in colleges, like before, people don't used to come to college.
How important DSA is in the role, in this AI role? Did you learn DSA?
Yeah, so learning DSA is always a good habit. Hi everyone, this is Pankage Balandani. I'm currently working as an AI engineer in IBM.
Let's start with your story. Like, why not you walk us back to your college days? Like, how was your college days, and where's something like when did you got to introduce to the field of AI? How was it?
So I started my college as a computer science. I basically got into computer science field. I wanted to do code, and that's why I started. I was like, okay, whatever college I get, I'm going to get it. I'm going to go in a field which is computer science. And as I got into it. They started with, in the first year started with no coding. So you are just doing other things, and the coding is just like C, C++, which I've already done. Which I've already done in 11th and 12th. And so the experience was not that good for first year. But second year, in the second year, you basically move to a whole new building of computer science. Before, it is common for each and every branch. So all of us are doing the same thing. We're not doing a different thing. And as I moved to a different branch altogether, and that was a time when I got the experience, okay, now what I need to do, what are the things that I like, what should I vouch for, and then I started discovering about new languages, and at that time we have to also do some training in the second year. In the third year you have to do internship, and at that time I decided, okay, I'll look at the programming languages and I'll see which one works well for me. And since I like to code, but I'm not that programmer who would write that much code just to print a hello world. So, and that's why I had gone with print hello world, which is Python. So that's why I liked Python, because you don't have to put that much effort to get this much result. And it has everything already built in, so you just don't have to move around in C++ libraries or Java classes, or just have some system prompts where you have to write some capitals, you need to write those elephant letters for the functions. Because of AI, since we think that everyone is losing job, though there are the jobs which are lost, but what it is automating is already a work which was something which we as humans didn't want to do. We really don't want to drive every day, every other day. The truck drivers, you'd ask these truck drivers, do you really want to drive this much and just sit on a bench and just do this? In place of this, what we can do is just automate trucks, and this is an automate driver. So you don't have to just sit and do this over there. So whatever the task, which was a repetitive task, AI is replacing those things and basically giving us more time to discover more about our hobbies, learn, explore, and understand what we can do more, what we can understand more, and how we can go out in the space, and not just go out in the space, but use AI to help other people. If they don't have a vision, we can use AI to help with vision, how we can use AI to help with healthcare, basically detect cancer in previous stages, and the use cases are a vast variety of things. So you can just go there and you'll find you can do anything with AI. With help of AI, it basically increases your confidence. It increases a doctor's confidence of taking any decision if he also has an AI report which suggests him, okay, you can also do this. So it increases your confidence, and this is where I even thought, okay, this is the field that I can even think of getting into. At that time, it was not that famous, but it was getting started. So everyone was just getting started to it, and everyone was finding new things. CNNs were in the picture. We were getting these segmentation algorithms out. The auto-driving cars were getting started. They were training their cars and all. And this AI bubble had just started. And at that time, I thought, okay, this is the right time. I should get into this. And as I got into this, this is where I am sitting today.
Right. So, I mean, like, as you have addressed back when you were in a college and these things were getting started in the field of AI. But now in 2025, we can see that the rate of change of how the tech is evolving in the terms of AI and all is very rapid. If you could go back, and this is a scenario that in 2025 you're in college and you have to redesign your learning like curriculum, or maybe like how you would learn these things, what different you could have done there, or like what you would do in this scenario?
Okay, so in that scene, the thing would be if I would have spent 1 year not doing anything, and then another year just learning Python, and the third year understanding AI/ML concepts, and by fourth year I have to do a project and I have to just get out of the college and get into some companies, maybe this would not have been possible, because these days you have, every other day you have a new research paper coming in, something new adds in. Now AI is replacing teachers. You don't even need teachers. You just need to go to Gemini and just ask it a question and it will just give you the answer all directly on your face. So saying that the curriculum could have changed, yes, it could have improved by now, that okay, you don't need these things for your particular curriculum, don't do these. Maybe start coding a lot before. Maybe choose your language by yourself in the first year itself, so that no one else is like telling you, okay, you have to do C++ and Java, it is in your curriculum. No, you decide what you want to do. So if you want to do this, start with this particular pipeline and maybe think of how you can do, and maybe talk to some consultants or people who are already in the industry, that you can pick up faster, how you can learn more things as you go.
Yeah, I mean, coming to the same, like as your learning and then would change, like as you have addressed. Also, we have seen that with the adoption of this technology or like AI and all, we have seen there's a rapid change in the job market as well. So we have seen what software developer used to do before the AI and what he's doing right now. So what is happening there? Like if you could address something, like maybe if how was your work or your colleagues' works has changed? What is something that someone who is currently working as a software developer, what should they do? How they can adopt this technology? What better that they can do with this thing?
So these days there are a lot of softwares in the market, and when you are sitting over there in front of your laptop and you have a project to build up, you really don't need to go and start your React application or your backend application from scratch. You can just go to any of the browsers there, or any of the chatbots there, ChatGPT, Gemini, or even the agentic platforms like Cursor. You can just install those and just start and just tell it, okay, I want to build this, create a basic framework for me. So this will create a basic framework for you, and then you can just adapt to the new technology, and then you can just do the changes, adapt to these things. Since we are at a time where AI is helping us not just to do our work, it automates our work, and sometimes it's not just like a bot sitting there, but a companion who's sitting with us, telling us, okay, please do this, maybe this would look better. So if you are a software engineer, let's say you're a software engineer and you were not exposed to AI before, but you have the functionality now, what you can do is you can just go there, just ask it, okay, can I optimize my code more? And it will look at your code, it will identify, okay, these are the places where you can optimize, where you can fasten up things, where you can even implement some agentic bot itself, how you can test your code, how you can. And these things doesn't need that much knowledge, because everything is out there, everything is open source. You can just go get the answers, put it inside your code, test it, and if it works, it's good for you. Even you can automate some of your tasks, like you have to send emails to that particular person, and you have to do that for a particular client every day. So you're not going to do it again. Either schedule it, or maybe when you're scheduling it, let the models decide that every time they rephrase, so that they are not receiving the same email, but they are receiving the same type of email, while the email type is different. So it looks like someone has sent in their accent, while you are not really typing the email. The email is being sent by the agent itself.
Right. So making like you're using the AI, but you don't want someone to know that you're using the AI.
Yes.
So, how was your first job? Like, right after your college, like what was your first week or first month was like? Because now, when you see from academy to the shift that has happened in the industry, how it went.
Yeah, so for me, it was a production-based company, so I didn't join a tech company. As I was in third year, I just got a type of internship in a company, and I just got into it, and I was like, let's see what happens there. And as I got into the company, it was a really new world. It has nothing to do with my academics. It has nothing to do what I have done in my school. It has nothing to do with what I have learned as sine, cos, theta. It has nothing to do with those as well. It is a whole new production company which produces, which is making these automobile parts for different automobile companies, and in that process, how that process flows within all these plants, and what I would manage, since I am from software background, I would manage a SAP system where this whole things are getting tracked, like how steel is getting into the picture, how the entry of this particular steel is happening, after entry what happens, where it goes, which machines operate after it, and how it basically starts from that particular steel raw material and then ended up being a part. And there are a lot of machines in between, there are a lot of quality checks in between, there are a lot of people there, and there is a lot of automation going on there. There are a lot of people who are uploading the data to the system so that we as software engineers would know what is happening there and how we can even optimize these machines to perform better, to have better performance, to have less resting time, but even their performance should not decrease at the time. But would I say that I learned anything in my college? I might have learned something related to software, because that is again a software. We had done these tables, there are tables over there. So I've done this SQL and I know, okay, how I can operate all these. But when you really get into the industry, it is really different picture than what you had worked upon and what you have really gone through in the academics.
Right. So then, what's that gap? Like, I mean, like since we have addressed, what you have experienced. So, what do you think that was missing in academy that would have helped you from your day one in the company that you are joined? It's not about like just non-technical, but even when you move to a technical role, then what was that you figured out?
Maybe what academics should have been, if they would have allowed me to make products much before. Like if I am into software field, you would have allowed me to create new products. That's when I'm in second year. So in first year, you tell me all the basics of how the software is made. And in the second year, I am myself building new products. So I'm myself getting up to the speed of, okay, how I can use the front end, how I can integrate it with back end, how usually the systems evolve, and how these systems go into the production, and how you scale these things in production, and how multiple users together can ask the same question in the production and you get the answer back and it doesn't hang like a government website. So, so that is the whole process. And I think that it should have happened. But yeah, as I have moved towards understanding and working in multiple companies, now I know that, okay, these are the things that are required. But if I would have been in my fourth year, if I just go back and I say I was in my fourth year, I would not know anything. I would just know some programming language, some concepts of AI machine learning, since I was into that, and some concepts of each and every subject which I have learned there. Even some microprocessors, maybe I they are not relevant to me anymore. But yeah, so there is a huge gap. There is a huge gap if I just compare it with what product I'm going to work on and what I have been taught in my college days.
Yeah. You meant to say, like, if you want to learn to swim, you need to jump into the water. You won't learn that by watching the YouTube video.
Yeah. By watching, okay, you can just put your hand like this whenever you're inside the water.
Yeah. So yeah, you got a chance to visit the campus. I want to know, like, what was your first impression when you came here and you got to interact with the student, and then you had a word with a couple of students also. They were presenting you the projects, and like what you would say about that?
Yeah. So first, the campus thing. So campus in itself is a word which you think, okay, the campus means there will be big buildings over there, there will be a whole park ground, and there will be other things happening, and there will be a huge gate by which you will enter, and there will be a security guard sitting over there, and they'll be letting you in.
For the ID card.
Asking for the ID card. And then you will be finding the right building, right conference room or meeting room, and there will be students roaming around. And so this is how a campus usually used to look like. When I entered over here, I thought I might have reached wrong location because it doesn't look like a campus. It looks like a corporate building altogether. And then I saw the name over there. Then I was like, okay, I'm maybe at the right place. Then maybe this is not the campus. Maybe we have to reach the campus now. And then I met Ananta. I met Charan.
Yeah.
And after meeting these people, they told me, this is our campus. This is what we call campus. And then I got into it. As I get into this first floor, I identify, okay, we have this shooting room as well in campus. This is a new thing. And then as you get in, you basically see, okay, it looks like a corporate setting, but it also has classrooms. But as you come out of classroom, you are in a corporate area where you think, okay, I might be I am in a good collar job, but you are not in a job. You are working for it. You are basically a student. And being a student, you are having that vibe of working as an employee for a company. That was something different for me. And I met Surya. He showed me a lot of projects that he have been building, the hackathons that they have won. And he told me that he is in second year or something. And I was like, okay, in second year, these. We used to know the programming languages. And after that, we really don't know how to make the applications and how you would the work. And he was also showing me some robotic things that they have built all together, which was very new to me. Since if I am in computer science background and I am building robotics, that would be something different for me because the robotics, the work would have been done by the electronics team, the mechanical engineering team, and not us. While over here, even if they are working on this particular side, they're also exploring other sides. They're also looking at, okay, if I can do that, if I'm interested in that, let's explore that. What if I get interested in that as well? So yeah, this brings in a lot more knowledge to the students that, okay, you can do this as well, you can do that as well. And in the starting year of your colleges. So you don't even have to wait till 4 years and then get into a company, that learn something, and then move to other company and then basically get the whole experience. Well, they are getting the whole experience in maybe in second and third year itself.
Yeah. So, I mean, like when you got to interact with the students here, then you have experienced like the overall campus and you have seen, then we have discussed about like how the curriculum development goes in, what reverse engineer that we do from, collecting the insights from the industry and putting that back into the content development that we were talking about, right? So since you're coming from a traditional education, like even I came from the same background, and now that we are, you got exposure to like what we are trying to build here. So what do you think about this system, like at an undergraduate level, a student who is learning this, how this will change the education system, or like how this will create an impact in terms of industry or maybe in terms of students? What do you think about like what NIT or what we are trying to do at NIT, how it will create an impact?
Yeah, for sure, it will reduce the gap of a student getting graduated from an institute like this and getting into a company where he has already built something. So he's just going to get into that company and they're going to just assign him the project, and the KT would not be that much since he already knows how to do things. They might be giving him just a project KT and then he can get started. And there is no trainee session, nothing like the company used to do. Like they used to hire you. They used to have this 6 months training part. So they train you on their products for 6 months and then they sign a bond with you that we have now trained you. So now you have to be with us for the next 2 years. So this will also reduce that gap that, okay, now the student already know what they know. So they are not dependent on a company to basically train them on that particular part and then basically charge them something or have a bond with them. So now they already know something, they know where they are, they know how to build products. Yes, there would be some difference in the other companies' products and they have to learn something, but it reduces the gap. And if it is reducing the gap between getting hired in a company, working in a company, and being a student, it is reducing the gap of when we talk about that we have less talent or when we don't have that much skills. It increases our chances to basically even attract more companies, not just about this particular institute, but if we work all over India, maybe more companies come in just because of the talent, because we offer them more. We already know more that they want, and they don't even have to put much effort towards us. They can just give their work and we can do it for them.
Yeah, agree. So, I mean, based on your experience so far, interacting with the students, getting to know more in depth about like what we are trying to build here, like then having they were I saw like you were having conversation with students on a, they were asking you certain questions, right? How exactly things will be in the industry or this is what we have seen. So whenever we bring industry experts, the students are very excited to know their part, their journey,
Yeah.
how they have gone through, what they can do in their career and what they can build. So putting it together, this entire experience that you had, if you had to put it or encapsulate in one moment, what that would be? What is something that surprised you here when you came, and then that will stay with you?
The campus thing. So I will. So till now, I used to relate a campus to that big area, and now this is a campus where a corporate office, and you come down and you have students all over moving around. And at a particular floor, you go. Even if there are students, the students are not in class. If you go into the class, I don't see anyone in the class. Maybe
Right.
I was at the wrong time. I came at the wrong time. I
Yeah.
came on weekends. But even if I'll see students, they are in the campus on Saturdays and Sundays. They're building their projects. They're out there. They're working around. They'll be sitting somewhere else. They'll be on their laptops. They'll be doing something. They're working on their robotics thing. This is something different. Usually in colleges, like before, people don't used to come to college. That was one thing. And the initial traditional campus. So if they are in the campus, then they'll be sitting somewhere on the
Cafeteria.
side with one of their partners. So this was this was different setting, and this is a different setting.
Like since we have talked about how rapidly this it's evolving, what do you see like in 2027? How like what is your personal opinion as in 2027 how the roles will change in this industry with this adoption?
So the thing is, even if we talk about the software developers, a lot of work would be automated by AI itself. So you don't need that many software developers just to build that particular product. So people who are not able to go with the space of how AI is evolving, they have to think two times that okay, if I'm not going as how the AI world is moving, I might have to think of changing my job, or I might lose my job. But if you are evolving with the AI, if you are evolving with the AI and you are moving around, this will not just help you reach above what you are currently, but also automate most of your tasks in your daytime or nighttime. So most of the time, when you know the technology, you are doing a lot of work where you are not doing the work, but AI is doing the work for you, and you know how to do it, and you can do it even faster. So the requirement of you will increase. So the people who know the things which are evolving and know how to use that, know how to use these chatbots, know how they can take good out of it, they'll evolve more. And the people who are not really getting into the pace may not be able to even move forward. Yeah, so 2027 looks good, very good. Looks good to me. But
Yeah.
this revolution will change a lot of things. It will change how people learn these days. Will change how people work these days. So you are not just alone anymore working on your laptop. There might be an assistant who is basically looking at you, understanding what you are doing. Even we might not know in our laptops. There would be something which is identifying us, what is our data and what we are doing, and analyzing and maybe sending it to the companies, and they then are selling our data to other. So as we move forward, the data becomes much more important, and companies start utilizing that more, and they'll basically use it to sell us the products and doing other things.
And one more thing, like you can see with this, it is becoming easy to learn also, right? So back in the day when if I was learning like ML or like data science things, the first thing that you do a lot is EDA.
Yeah.
You have to spend like hours and hours understanding the data. Now I think I don't know if you have gone through like Collab में there's assistant that we have. The Collab assistant to writing the code. Like if you give the data set and if you just do a conversation as in English, if you just tell it to perform an EDA on this, it will do the each and every step that you were spending like couple of hours doing that. It is figuring it out. So I think like when you said like it felt like, okay, someone who is not catching it up might lose the train, but it's also becoming easy to someone who wants to learn as well.
Yeah.
So if I was spending a lot of time on writing the code, now I can do that just by writing a prompt.
Yeah,
It can write a code for me.
yeah. Though I should know the basics, I should know everything, because at the end of the day, LLM might end up doing something bad for me. They might end up writing a query or deleting a table. But if I don't know and I just know a prompt, I'll just put it into the production and the whole production fails. And again, then I get laid off. So the thing is, to have that much expertise, but also to have the knowledge of these tools together. So we with AI working together gives us something new.
So what is that skill set which is non-negotiable right now? Like back in, like before AI, we used to focus a lot on problem solving, doing competitive coding to get placed into these companies, right? So now that this AI assistant can write, so using this AI, what writing code became easy. So what is that something that you think these people should adopt or like learn as a skill set apart from the technical content? Like
so even if I just don't talk about technical people, like for us the code became easier. Even for non-technical people, they used to write emails, they used to write a lot of text, they used to share that within different conversations, they used to rephrase it for, so there have been marketing professionals who used to write it for the in the pace of how you would say if you are in a marketing professional, if you are a news guy, you would be saying the same context differently, the teleprompter would be working differently for you. But now the teleprompter is there, but the text which was written, it is again written by the AI. So if you know how to use these tools, these AI tools, this is one of the required skill for today, that if you know how to use these AI tools, your daily work gets faster. You don't even have to think too much. Even if you have some context, okay, I have to deliver this tomorrow, you have this much context, just give it to maybe one of the bots. Sometimes we give the same thing to ChatGPT, give the same thing to Gemini, give the same thing to Perplexity, and you get the answers, and which one looks good. We basically combine that and create a separate one. And this is where we also evolve ourselves. We understand, okay, this is where I can use this as well, I can use this. Evolving with the AI is always beneficial for us. And it is one of the skill. If we have it, it's very good for us and our future.
Yeah. So we'll go one last question on hiring level pay. So for example, let's say if you are hiring in this domain or like someone for your role or in your team or someone, what makes you stop and take a look at the resume? Because what I have seen most of the time when we are hiring is that people are using repetitive projects from the internet, right? So if someone is building, like in machine learning, there's a Hello World project that we have on Titanic data set. Someone learning machine learning, putting that project, and then they're presenting that on a resume. But thousands of people have already done that. So what is something that you have came across, or maybe what kind of project that you have worked that got you into, placed into these things? Or like in this era where, like as we were discussing, writing code became easy, coming up with original ideas has become difficult. So how, I remember someone was asking you this question, is that what sort of project I need to build? And then you mentioned that anything that you think of is already built somewhere, right? So in this scenario, then what is something that you think that students should do?
The students, what is good for them, what would be best for them is to understand all the concepts. If they are into AI ML, just understand all the concepts before getting into it. Before just creating a wrapper and calling the LLM, just understand what is happening behind the picture. So once you have what is happening behind the picture, you at least have the understanding, okay, if this output comes, what would I do? Can I do something else? Can I tune this? Can I play with this? Since I have the concepts learned for me. But I won't say that you can judge a person by looking at the resume. And I think we should stop filtering the resumes. Resume don't tell you anything about anyone. Even if I have 10 patents, I might have it with 10 other friends who did all the work and I was just there. So you never know whether that particular resume is something which will show me. Even if you have done 20, 30 projects, I'm not sure. You were just in that club and everyone did that, and you showed it to me. Okay, I've also done that.
Right.
shouldn't happen on the basis of whether you are from an IIT, whether from an NIT, whether from a tier 3 college, because even if you are from different colleges, though it ensures the company that if you are from IIT, you have done a lot of study, so you can take more pressure. So that's why they usually hire people from these colleges, because they know that this person has taken the pressure before, so he would be able to take the pressure again. While this is not always true. For all the characters and for all the people out there, because once they have taken that much pressure, now they're not ready to take any pressure. And someone who hasn't taken pressure before is now ready to take the pressure.
Right.
So there are always trade-offs, and saying that resume would do anything, resume won't do anything. Learning the basic concepts, knowing what is programming language, how you can code. So if I tell you to code without using agents, without using this, you should be able to do. Sometimes if the agent is not giving you the right answer, you have to solve the problem. At that time, it's up to you. And that is where even if I'm taking interviews, I never look at the resume. I just look at the resume to know the name of the person. Okay, so this is the name of the person. And then I ask them, okay, now tell me about you. And then what I do is basically give them some questions, basically ask them to do something, not a proper DSA question. Again, I don't want you to optimize this at big O of n or log n for me. But something, if this is the functionality, can you build it for me? And if you can build it for me, that is good. And if that is an AI, ML or a technical round, I'll basically go for the basic concepts. What are the concepts for these models? What you have learned? What if I change the condition? What if I initialize all the weights of a dense layer with 0? What would happen? So if you would have think of that, if you would have had that particular base knowledge, you would know, okay, I would not be able to train the model, even if the weights were 0 as initialized. So just getting into the concepts, understanding what is really happening, doing the projects will get you started. But if you don't have the basics knowledge, whatever you are building is just built on a wrong foundation, where if something goes, you don't even know how to handle things. So just build a good foundation, and then everything on that would work out.
Right. So since you have mentioned DSA, and I think like this is a very hot question in the field of AI and ML, someone who is pursuing this career, like someone who want to go into product-based companies, they're learning DSA. But when it's come to ML and data science roles, there's a question that student always ask, like this I've heard a lot of times, is that how important DSA is in the role, in this AI roles. Did you learn DSA? Or if you have learned, like how it helped you in the interviews, like where you faced any questions in the interview based on the DSA, though you are giving the interviews for the ML or AI roles?
Yeah, so learning DSA is always a good habit. So it's a good habit for you to know, okay, so this is the code that I am writing, this is taking that much time. So there's another code that I can write, and that would take less time. So this, as a software developer yourself, even if you are an ML AI engineer, you are building a software.
Right.
You are building an API for them to basically integrate. So whatever you are writing, you should make sure that, okay, what I'm writing, I know that, okay, this is happening, and I can even optimize that. So DSA helps you there. That is true. Now, saying that doing only DSA again and again and not looking at other things, sometimes big O of n would be enough for me. I don't even have to go to log n. If I don't have those many users, if I don't have that applications running, and I need to deliver the product as fast as possible, at that time, I'm not looking at the latency part. But what if a client needs a latency part, then I should also look at it. But again, for that, we have LLMs, we have these coding generation things for us. So knowing DSA is a very good thing. Not knowing is not a good thing for any programmer. So every programmer should have some sense of, okay, when should I use arrays, when should I use list, when should I use stacks, while saying that only DSA would work. No, only DSA would not work. For AI ML people, we should have some knowledge of DSA. That is good. If you have more, congratulations. But if you have some knowledge and you are good with it, we have other things to concentrate on. We have other research papers coming in. We have to think on that. What is happening over there? What are new loss functions coming in?
And then there's a domain understanding that you need in the field of AI. You can't just stick to the algorithms. Right? Yeah. So thank you so much for taking out your time and sharing your knowledge, and then on this masterclass series that we did. So we would wish you to come back again and then do the session.
Thank you so much for letting me in. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from students, which I haven't thought. Okay, I learned a lot about campus. I have my new learnings now.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks a lot for calling me in.
Yeah,
It was a
thanks.
pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.